If you're a contractor doing $2 million, $10 million, or even $50 million plus a year and you're still scrambling for workers, you don't have a labor problem, you have a broken hiring system. And if you have even one key role open right now, it's costing you money every single week in delays, overtime, and missed margins. Because if your hiring only starts when someone quits, you don't have a system, you have a reaction, which usually means you post a job, wait a week, get a pile of bad applicants, and end up hiring whoever shows up. And that doesn't scale. Most contractors say this: nobody wants to work anymore. You've probably said it too. But let me ask you this. You've had guys not show up to interviews, right? You've hired someone just to fill the seat, right? And a few months later, you're right back where you started. So is it really the workers, or is something else broken? Because imagine this for a second. You land a bigger job and you don't hesitate because you already know you can staff it. A guy quits and it doesn't slow you down because you already have people lined up. Monday morning, full crew, no scrambling. That's what a real hiring system looks like. Because here's how it usually goes. Your foreman walks out on a Friday, a new project starts Monday, or your crew gets stuck waiting on broken equipment. And suddenly, hiring matters again. So you post a job, you wait, you sort through a pile of unqualified applicants, you try to schedule interviews, half don't show. Now you're behind. The job's already moving and you don't have the crews. So you hire someone just to fill the seat and hope it works. And a few months later, you're right back in the same spot. But here's the part most people don't talk about. That cycle isn't just frustrating, it's costing you jobs you could have taken. It's slowing down the ones you already have, and it's forcing you to make rushed hires that don't last. So you're not just dealing with hiring problems, you're dealing with lost time, lost productivity, and missed revenue. That cycle is what's actually holding your business back. Not your skill, not your reputation, your ability to staff consistently. The companies winning right now aren't working harder, they're hiring completely differently. They treat hiring the same way they treat project management, with a defined system, clear stages, and accountability at every step. That's exactly why we built the Great Hiring Partner Program. Because the real problem isn't just hiring, it's how hiring actually gets done. Most companies treat hiring like a one-off task, but the way TCC handles hiring is different. It's not just one task, one time. First, before we even push your job out, we fix the foundation. Because most job postings, they're rushed, they're vague, and they attract the wrong people. So we rebuild your job description from the ground up. A/B test them for job platforms and AI systems. So it shows up more, gets more visibility, and brings in better fit candidates from day one. Because even the best distribution won't fix a bad job post. Then we use programmatic advertising, an advanced technology that the largest companies in the world use. Because hiring isn't about just posting in more places anymore, which means your job isn't sitting on one job board hoping to be found. It's automatically pushed across multiple platforms at the exact times your ideal candidates are actually active. So instead of guessing when to post or wasting money in the wrong places, your job is consistently getting in front of the right people. This is the most important part. TCC doesn't just wait around for applicants, we actively go out and hunt top candidates. From our internal database of over 500,000 candidates, and from external databases most companies don't have access to. So you're not stuck choosing from whoever happens to apply. You're choosing from a much larger pool of real options. Then we handle the entire front end of the process. We screen the resumes, we run the first interviews, we filter out the no-shows, and we even coordinate the final interviews for you. So you're not calling candidates after hours, chasing people who don't respond, or wasting time on interviews that go nowhere. By the time someone gets to you, they're already vetted, already qualified, and actually serious about the role. So your job becomes simple. You meet them and decide if they're a good fit, which means you get your time back. You stop hiring out of desperation, and you stop making hires that cost you months of lost production. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, what does this actually look like for me? Fair question. Most contractors don't know what competitors are paying. They don't know how many companies are hiring for the same role. And they don't know why candidates are choosing other offers. Because every market's different, every trade's different, and what works in one area completely falls apart in another. So instead of guessing, we start by building something custom for you. It's called a market pay snapshot. Before we ever run a hiring funnel, before we write a job description, We analyze your specific role in your specific market, so you can see exactly what you're up against. Here's what most contractors never actually see: how many real, qualified candidates are actually available in their market. Not resumes, but actual people who could do the job. What those candidates are currently getting paid, and where you stand compared to your competitors. Why candidates are choosing other companies over you, even when you think your offer is solid. Because right now, most companies are making hiring decisions with incomplete information. They don't know they're underpaying, they don't know their job post isn't competitive, and they don't know why candidates aren't choosing them. So they keep doing the same thing and getting the same result. This shows you exactly what's happening, so you can stop guessing and start with all the right information. So here's what we're going to do for you. When you fill out the form below and book a call with us, we'll build you a custom market pay snapshot. Inside that, you'll see your real candidate market, how many qualified construction workers are actually available for that role in your area, and how competitive your market really is, what you need to pay to compete, what those candidates are currently getting paid in your market, and whether your offer is pricing you out of good hires, role difficulty and market conditions, how hard that specific role is to fill right now based on supply, demand, and competition in your area, where your hiring is breaking, what's likely causing candidates to drop off, whether it's pay, positioning, or how your job is being presented. Then we walk you through a hiring strategy session where you'll know exactly why your hiring isn't working, what it would take to fix it, and what your next hires should look like. Most companies would charge $1,000 for something like this. We do it up front. There's a second part to all of this. It's something most hiring companies would never share, but it's exactly what you need to actually scale. Hiring shouldn't just be about bringing people in. It's about keeping the right ones and knowing when something's off before it becomes a problem. We run personality assessments and team insights, satisfaction surveys across your guys in the field and the office staff, so you can clearly see who your A players actually are, who's in the right seats, and where things might be breaking down. Because a lot of the time, it's not obvious. You've got people who look good on paper but don't perform on your crew, or good workers in the wrong role, slowing everything down. We don't just help you hire, we help you keep the people you actually want. That's why we include an org chart build-out and employee engagement surveys, because most companies don't lose good people on purpose. They lose them because they don't catch problems early enough. We had one client go through this, ran the survey, got real feedback from his team for the first time in years. Turns out it wasn't pay, it wasn't the work. It was things like the shop being disorganized, tools not being where they should be, schedules changing last minute. He cleaned up the shop, fixed a few of those issues, and said it was some of the most useful feedback he's gotten in a long time. That's the kind of stuff that keeps people. We help you catch that early. Fix what's fixable, replace what's holding you back. And over time, something changes. You're not just hiring better people, you're building a team that actually performs and sticks. That's what actually moves the business forward. This is why companies working with us go from short-staffed to being able to bring in qualified candidates quickly when they actually need them. From scrambling every time something goes wrong to having a clear, repeatable way to run hiring without starting from scratch. From turning work down to confidently taking on more because they know they can staff it when the time comes. We've placed thousands of roles across construction, across all trades, across all markets. More importantly, our clients have stopped losing jobs because they didn't have the crew. They've stopped scrambling every time someone quit, and they're not stuck making desperate hires just to keep things moving. They've also saved millions in recruiter fees by switching to this model. And we've got hundreds of 5-star reviews from contractors who've dealt with the exact same problems you're dealing with right now. So when we say this works, it's because it already has, across companies just like yours. Because when you combine a proven hiring funnel, real market data, visibility into your team, and tools to make it easier to plan the hires they'll need in the future, hiring stops being a constant headache, and it starts becoming something you can actually control. And if it makes sense to move forward, that's where a great hiring partner comes in. And by this point, you already understand how it works. We handle the sourcing, job description, career pages, the screening, the first interviews, the back and forth, background checks, the scheduling, everything on the front end. So by the time someone gets to you, they're already vetted, already interviewed, and already qualified for the role. All you're doing is meeting them and deciding if they're a fit. Yes or no. That's it. You're just making decisions on people who are actually worth your time. And at the same time, we're helping you protect and retain the team you've already built. So you're not just bringing new people in, you're keeping the right ones and strengthening the team you already have. And that's what makes this work. You're not worried about staffing anymore. You're planning ahead. You're not reacting to problems. You're ahead of them. You're retaining the best employees. You're not turning down work. You're scaling into it. Look, you can keep doing what you've been doing, posting jobs, hoping it works, dealing with the same cycle. Or you can install a system that fixes it. This isn't a sales call, it's a working session. Even if we never work together, you'll walk away with clarity about your hiring and your market that most contractors never get. Takes about 2 minutes. Fill out the form and let's take a look at what's actually happening in your market.